Hey everyone, thank you for being here. I'm still setting up, just a sec. I'll be right with you. All right, finally got that muted on time. Woo woo. All right. Hi Slim, hi Wicked and family, hi Batty, hi Bubba, hi Danielle, hi Sandra. I hope your birthday was good yesterday, Sandra. Hi the Bud Files. Guys, if y'all will, please smash that like and share this out. I would appreciate it. Hey, Bob. So today we're going to be doing a true crime story that kind of means a lot to me and Layne. And then we're going to do the Necrophonics and see kind of what we get from that. Hi, Wendy. Suffering YouTube. Wait, Suffering YouTube. So I stopped in. But here, I'm waiting on Amy again. I'm here. I'm here. How are you, Tanya? So I'll give people a little bit longer to get in here. Hi, Kim.
Hi, you guys.
So Layne is kind of here and kind of not here. She's keeping Bubba occupied with the Oculus. Isn't that what it's called? Oculus. So they're doing the VR thing today.
Greg's watching. I just beat his score.
Hi, Bluegrass Paranormal. Slim said, "Hey, Lanebug."
Hi, Slim.
Hello, Scott Small. How are you? Hi, Demetrius Johnson. Batty, that was an awesome video you did earlier, Batty. I love watching anything about trains. My grandfather on my dad's side was a conductor for about 30 plus years. He worked for the Katy Railroad. So I like anything that has to do with trains and all that stuff. So awesome premiere. We've got a really, and I hate using the word cool or good story for you today because nothing that happened on this day was cool or good. But this is a story that is crazy beyond belief, and it hit so close to home for us and for the things that we go out and where we go out and investigate, I should say. Sandra said, I just refreshed. I did not know it started. Laughed out loud. Oh, Sandra. Yeah, you're a couple of minutes behind now, like 3. Hi, Charmaine. Hi, Diane. I did not get to check or to watch his video. I seen that he just put one, a premiere out, but I have my nephew here and I've been dealing with stuff with him, so I will catch it later. Hi, ancient drummer. I cannot talk today. Hopefully that don't stop me because this is a story that I want to get out there, and we are going to be going back to this place pretty soon as well. Welcome back, Tanya, and we love you too. I'm going to let some more people get in here, and then we're going to run through the prayer list real quick, and then we'll dive right into this story because it's not a real long one, but it is kind of a long one. And I want to make sure that we get it all in before we start the Necrophonics, and I don't want to keep y'all on here all day. Happy birthday, Tanya. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tanya. Happy birthday to you.
Bubba said happy birthday too.
And many more. And for your birthday present, I'm going to quit singing. You're welcome. So my oldest may be stopping by too. So if she does, I may have to mute for a second. But I told her to come in quietly. Charmaine said hello, Layne. She's going back to the VR, so she won't be over here for a little bit. Oh, the big 50. Hi, Shanda. I got your message, Shanda, but I haven't got a chance to check it yet. Because I was getting ready to come on here. Hi, Kim. Is everyone having a good Saturday? Yesterday was a really good day. I had fun on Sandra's stream and celebrating her birthday with her, and then had fun on my Twinkie stream. Oh, I definitely will, Demetrius. I always watch his videos. So let me show y'all. I'm not keeping my camera off for any reason in particular, but this is what it's doing. I don't know what happened to my camera. Like, can you see me waving? You can't see me waving. Looks like you can kind of see where a head should be, but that's what my camera's doing. So, I'm not sure what's going on with it, but I figured looking at this picture instead of looking at the other picture would be better. I went on and tried out another app thingy earlier, and for some reason it messed up, and I don't know what I did. So Wendy, Savannah, the one that's on here under Savannah, that's my sister-in-law's account, but my nephew is on it, and his name is Bubba, and he's here with me at the house. So, hi, Arena. Hi, Sherry. Sandra Slim will be wishing you happy birthday for like the next 2 months. And I'm kind of excited. Next Thursday night, my birthday's not till next Saturday, but this coming Thursday, we're going to be celebrating my birthday on our live stream. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it probably won't be as fun as Sandra's was, but I'm going to try to make it as fun as Sandra's was. But okay, well, we got, let's see, 18. Oh, it keeps going down. It was 20, 19, 18, now it's 17. Y'all quit leaving me. Daggone it. No, I'm not going to be 92, baddie. So I'm going to run through our prayer list real quick. And if you guys are new to our channel, this is what we do. We take prayer requests from the fam and we add them onto a sheet of paper, and then we run through them real quick at the beginning of every live stream, because the more people praying, better your chances. So, I mean, it never hurts. Hi, Gary. Hi, Frozen Fury. Thank you so much. So, on our prayer list right now, please keep my Twinkie in your prayers. She's going to be going for her MRI to make sure everything's okay. Please keep her uncle in your prayers, because he is going in for a procedure for his heart. And keep her mom and dad in your prayers. Their preacher passed away. But also keep her brother in your prayers as well. Please keep Patrick in your prayers. He needs quite a few today. I'm not going to go into full detail. It is medical, but keep him in your prayers. Jared, medical. Sandra's dad, Andre, for medical. Charmaine and her daughter, personal. Jenny McGinnis' mother-in-law, Carolyn, for medical. Arena and her daughter-in-law, Shannon, personal and medical. Nicole, personal. Annie Olander, personal. Baby Cicero and his mom, medical. Tori, personal. Bama, medical. Barbara and family, personal and medical. Robert from Spectral Research Spirit Talkers, medical. Bailey Pinkerton, medical. Dia, personal. Bat Rican, personal. Cody, personal and safe travels. For Patrick and Melissa's cats, they've got 2 of them that have been sick. For Krista, for safe travels. For Ethan, who is Jared and Laura's adopted son, he has the flu and real sick. Also for Krista, for her niece or goddaughter, one of the two, granddaughter or something, safe delivery. I can't remember if it's granddaughter or goddaughter. For our JoJo, please keep her in your prayers. And for Jared, for the loss of their family. And please keep my mom and dad and sister-in-law in your prayers. They are down at my aunt's funeral. I could not go to it, and I hate that, but I just was not able to get there. So please keep all these people in your prayers. And if you have any prayer requests, you can leave them in the comments. You can message any of us in the fam, or you can go to the prayer request group on Facebook and leave it there. Hello, Havoc. All right, so y'all know I got a whole list over here of stuff I've got to that we're going to talk about today. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up Heather's picture. Hi, David. How are you? You need to go on and comment on that with that one.
What?
Let me see. Are you signed into it, or are you just looking at it? Oh, you're not signed into it. Okay, so my nephew has a channel, if y'all did not know, and it's called Discovering with James. And I'll have to look for the link here in a minute. But he does little stuff here and there, and he's fixing to start getting back into it. So if y'all would, please go over and butter his buns. Let me see if I can find the link real quick. Hi, Eddie and Jen. Love you. So sorry, we've been in my Manny's medical. I'm adding him to the list right now, Eddie. So everyone, please keep Manny in your prayers for medical. And I love you, Eddie and Jen. Miss you guys, and I miss my nephews and my niece. All right, let me go see if I can find this link real quick. So he'll, he's over here and he keeps showing me his phone of his channel. So, Discovering with James. Oh, and it popped right up. Yay. Okay. So let me get over here to my channel so I can put the link in for you guys. All right, so this story is heartbreaking. Oh, and I forgot to turn my volume down. This story here is heartbreaking. And if any of you have watched our videos where we call it the Heather's Bridge, this is exactly what we're talking about today. We're talking about the Heather Rich story, and it is such a heartbreaking story. This happened the year that I had my oldest daughter. I was 19 years or 18 years old, fixing to turn 19 at the time. I just had my oldest. Or no, I was 19 when this happened. Because my birthday's in September and it happened in October. So let me bring her picture up real quick. Okay. All right. So a lot of you may not know this, but oh no, I don't need that to. Don't know why that fell down, but okay. Let me get back over here now. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. In the fall of 1996 in Warwick, Oklahoma, and this is the town that I live in now. But the what we're going to be talking about today took place in the town that I just moved from and that I will be moving back to soon. But in Warwick, Oklahoma, and not even a block and a half from here, lived a young girl named Heather Rich. She was 16 years old. She was a sophomore in high school. She was a cheerleader. She was an honor roll student. She had so much going for her. But that fall, for some reason, she started experimenting with alcohol and drugs. She was drinking a lot. She was sneaking out a lot and going to parties, or telling her parents she was going to stay the night at a certain friend's house. But in the end, she was going out and drinking and experimenting with drugs. 6 days before this happened, she was suspended from school for being drunk on the sidelines at a football game. So they suspended her for 3 days till they decided what they wanted to do, if they wanted to take her off the team or if they just wanted to do the suspension and let it be done. Okay, Arena. So she was suspended from school. The Rich family, her mom and dad, started becoming concerned about her and the things that she was doing, the way that she was talking, that they made her an appointment with a therapist that was supposed to have been set for Thursday, October 3rd of 1996. They said they wanted to get her help, and they wanted to figure out why she wanted to hurt herself, with the alcohol, the drugs, all that. So on October 2nd, Gail came home, which is Heather's mother, came home to find a $300 long-distance phone bill that Heather had racked up, calling her friends from church camp and for calling another boy. And this was a bill that the family just could not pay. Angry and exhausted from the strain of working 16-hour days, Gail lost her temper that night, and she yelled at Heather and told her all she ever did was cost her money. Hi, Miss Crazy. The mom had snapped that night because she was so upset she didn't know what she was going to end up doing with Heather. Heather retreated to her room, and she came into her parents' room later that night. She walked right past her mother, went over to her dad, told her dad good night, and told her dad that she loved him. She walked right past her mother and out the room without even looking at her, and that was the very last time that they saw their daughter. The next morning, the Riches went in, found that Heather had not been there all night long. The bed had not been slept in. And so they became very concerned, and they went to the police station to try to report Heather missing. They could not get a hold of her anyway. Sheriff deputies refused to take the disappearance seriously because Gail told them about the phone bill, the fight that they had had, and they said that she probably just ran away and would be home in a few hours. So Gail told them, when your daughter's missing, you cannot just sit at home and do nothing. So she went out and started questioning all kinds of people. She started questioning Heather's ex-boyfriend that they had just broke up a couple of days before. And his name was Randy. She called and asked him, and Randy seemed very robotic with his answers. He said he had not seen her. He had not talked to her. So Gail automatically sensed something was off. She felt like he did know where Heather was. Then Gail also called another friend of theirs named Josh Bagwell. His answer, almost the exact same as Randy's. Very robotic, very straight to the point, did not know where they were. Hi, Debbie. Gail just could not shake the fact that their answers seemed premeditated, practiced, whatever. But she went on, and she went to all kinds of other friends and everything and started asking. And she kept going door to door trying to figure out what had happened to her daughter, because even though her daughter was upset, this was not like her daughter to be this upset and to be gone this long. And then Randy and Josh both said that they were together all night long, and they had been playing dominoes with another friend, and they had no clue where she was at. They also told the mom if they had heard anything, they would let her know. But as soon as she hung up with both the boys, she added them to a list of she did not believe a word they were saying. And Randy and Josh were good friends, even though they did not kind of fit, I guess. Josh was more of a snob, as most people would say. He was very clean cut, pampered. He was 17 years old and he lived with his wealthy grandparents, Toad and Hattie Dale Anderson. The Andersons were always a little bit better than everyone else in the town. Hi, Amy. And they drove like the newest cars, the best cars in town. They had like the best house in town. They were high rollers for what Waurika is. Josh's mother was divorced and lived out of town, and so he was living with his grandparents. Randy was a good kid, didn't have a whole lot of money, but he was like the star football player. He was prom king, all that kind of stuff. And so him and Josh didn't really kind of fit in the same clique, but they were best friends. So the day of Heather's disappearance, Josh was absent from school. He had been suspended for 3 days previous for cutting class earlier that week. Him and several other kids from the school had attended another friend's funeral, Dennis Goss. When members of the Rich family questioned Josh, as they did all the other teenagers, he shrugged and said he hadn't seen her in weeks, even though he had been at school and he had seen her just 3 days before that. As the days went on with no sign of their daughter, the Rich's desperation led them to hire a private detective and to use friends' bloodhounds to sniff around wooded areas near the town. Many tips came in about Heather's whereabouts, circling back to something Gail had not previously known existed. Waurika's drug culture. We discovered that there were several meth labs in town and houses where people dealt drugs nearly on every block. Dwayne and I had raised our 4 kids in Waurika, and we had no idea this was going on. Hi, Jamie. Our kids, everyone's kids knew about it. Like the whole town knew about it, but they said they had no idea that any of this was going on in the town. After the sun went down, the town was full of dope. So now we're getting to the part I'm going to tell you about them finding Heather, and then we'll kind of get into the police part of it. So, had a hard rain fallen, she might have drifted out to the Red River and never been found. But just before dusk on a fall day 26 years ago, in this rough clay bottom land of the Texas side of the Red River, a rancher driving down the dirt road with his 7-year-old granddaughter stopped his pickup at the Backwater Creek, or the Belknap Bridge. The little girl spotted the body first, pointing to a muddy spot near the banks overgrown with greenbrier vines. The rancher squinted. He had left his glasses at home and decided he was looking at a drowned calf that had washed up downstream. There was a body in the water, his granddaughter said, even after they returned home. On his morning rounds the next day, the rancher drove out to Belknap Creek Bridge again. The pale object had glided closer, and he could see now that it was indeed a girl, her sandy-colored hair fanning out along the murky surface of the water. Within hours, local lawmen had identified her as Heather Rich, the high school sophomore missing from Waurika, Oklahoma. Her face was unrecognizable because she had been shot in the back of the head. She could only be identified by a little gold ring that was heart-shaped and inset with a diamond that had been a present from her grandmother for her 16th birthday. Everyone in Waurika knew Heather Rich. She was a very pretty girl with gray eyes. She had a vivacious laugh and easily enjoyed the attention of everyone, mostly boys, something her 3 brothers, all football players, tried hard to shield her from. Voted sophomore class favorite, Heather was a Waurika Eagles cheerleader and was nominated for Homecoming Queen just days before her disappearance. But in the weeks before the murder, she had been acting strangely. She had, of course, she got suspended from school for drinking. She had been partying, going out. A lot of her friends said that she had been moody and withdrawn. And a close friend would later tell FBI that despite her public persona, Heather was a very troubled girl. Rumors flourished around the town, like they always do, but in small towns, it's 100 times worse. People had last seen Heather walking down the highway trying to hitch a ride, they said, or sitting in a pickup with two boys, placing a call at the payphone on the outskirts of town. One person said that she was silenced because a local teenager's suspicious death ruled a suicide had in fact been a homicide, and Heather had been a witness. Another had Heather falling victim to foul play after dancing in a strip club or running around with a group of local methamphetamine dealers who killed her at a cotton gin. Every town has a story onto which it projects its fear, and in Waurika, the story of Heather's murder was embroidered with each telling. Her family suspected that her killer was not a stranger. Heather's family had her buried out of town in Comanche, and they would not let anyone touch her casket because Heather's mother made a promise to her that whoever did this would never touch her again. As the rumors multiplied and grew more fantastic, no one could fathom who would want to hurt Heather Rich. So a team of 20 investigators interviewed more than 100 people in the days to come with little luck. Nobody wanted to talk. Of course, you know how it is. If you talk, people find out that you talked, and then you're known as a rat, and that just don't work for people. Sorry, let me get a drink real quick. This is a lot. Okay. Montana County Sheriff Chris Hamilton, one of Texas investigators working the case, said there was a party culture up there and kids didn't want to snitch. There was a code of honor and us against the police kind of attitude. Even the Waurika newspaper, the News Democrat, observed that local teenagers were adhering to a code of silence that would make the mafia proud. The Riches often stop by the investigation's makeshift command post, the old red brick train depot, which here in a bit, y'all are going to understand why a lot of this stuff is falling into place for me and Layne. So I'll explain it all here in just a few when we're done with this part of the story. She would take the police officers home-cooked meals. She would take them snacks. She was constantly going and thanking them. But then when they were coming to no leads, Heather's mother said, please talk to these two individuals again. I have a bad feeling, and told exactly what her sneaking suspicions were. And so she wanted them to be talked to, and that was Randy and Josh. Randy being her ex-boyfriend and Josh being a friend. But Gail knew that they were constantly going out with them. So one of the few credible leads that they had was that Heather snuck out to go to a party at Josh Bagwell's house the night that she vanished. Randy Wood told Gail earlier that they had been there till 6 a.m, and it was just him, Josh, and another man or another boy who was 19 at the time named Curtis Gamble, and they had been drinking and playing dominoes all night long. Curtis Gamble, who is a new person into this, lived with his grandmother, Rita Robbins, in Terrell, which is 20 miles downriver from Waurika. Rita spent her whole life on the river, and she knew it well. As a girl living on the river's Texas side, she spent countless afternoons fishing on the Belknap Bridge. Back then, she used to walk the 5 miles from her house down a dead-end dirt road and sat on the Belknap Creek Bridge all the time, baiting hooks, going fishing. Years later, she would take Curtis fishing there as well. Y'all see where this is kind of falling into place? Rita was disturbed by the news of Heather's death, not only because it happened in her most beloved secret hiding spot down by the corner of the river bottom, but also because she intimately knew the anguish of murder. Her mother was one of the serial killer Henry Lee Lucas's first victims in 1982. He stabbed her in the heart and shoved her in a wood-burning stove in Ringgold, only a few miles from the Belknap Bridge. Rita watched her grandson as she made supper on the day Heather's body was found, wondering what he knew. He was sitting on the back of the porch playing her old guitar. But his grandmother knew that Heather had been over there that night, that they were all partying. They found that missing girl from Waurika, Rita called out from the kitchen through the screen door. They found her floating in the Belknap Creek. Curtis stopped strumming the guitar and fell silent. Rita began to say more, but he cut her off, and he screamed, "Grandma, I don't give a F about that little girl." Now, this is kind of when Grandma started putting two and two together. So, thankfully, Grandma told the police department that she used to take her grandson to the Belknap Creek to go fishing when he was younger. She also told the police that Heather had been there that night that she went missing. So, hi, Barbara. I think somebody else came in a while ago and I didn't say hi, and I'm sorry. Debbie, I hope I said hello to you. Anyway, so the grandma goes, she tells them all this stuff. Then they bring Curtis in for questioning. By this time, Bubba, no self-promoting. By this time, the police finally, they kind of have an idea of what might have happened, but they still weren't sure. So they brought Curtis in. They questioned him. He still denied her even being there, said she was never around. It was just them three there playing dominoes, drinking all night long. They asked Curtis if he would agree to take a lie detector test, which he agreed to, but he failed it. He failed it completely. Every single thing that came out of his mouth that day was a lie. So finally, he admitted to being involved in Heather's disappearance and her murder. But he blamed it all on Randy, who is Heather's ex-boyfriend. Hi, Weaves World. So now we're going to be getting into what actually happened that night. Okay, so they questioned Curtis for 8 hours. Took the polygraph test, failed it completely. Then they went to his house with a search warrant, went through his house. Heather had been shot 9 times. 9 times. And they did find, hi Dustin, they did find that the shotgun shell used could be purchased from the lumber yard here in Waurika. That it could not be purchased anywhere else around the area. Well, the lumberyard keeps receipts and who purchased those items. And about 5 days before the murder, Josh Bagwell had purchased those shotgun shells. His name was all over the receipts. So they go to the grandmother's house with a search warrant, and they're looking through all of Curtis's stuff, and they find a Mossberg M9 shotgun that was capable of firing 9 rounds. They knew that Heather was shot 9 times. Most shotguns, you can only shoot up to 8 rounds. So, of course, this was a Mossberg, though, and it was the M9, so therefore it could shoot 9 rounds. So Curtis finally had no choice but to confess, but he implicated himself, Josh Bagwell, and Randy Wood. But again, he tried to blame it all on Randy. Said Randy was the one who was the mastermind. He was the one that did the killing, and they were afraid for their lives. Him and Josh were afraid for their lives. Hold on just a sec. Okay. Hi, Marianne. Sorry, I had to check something real quick. Good night, Charmaine. So, Josh and Randy were both picked up 3 weeks later after they had all the evidence they thought they were going to need to convict. They went and they arrested Josh and Randy. Josh refused to talk at all. He would not say a word to the police. He said he wasn't going to talk. And that's where the way he stayed. He stayed silent the whole time. They gave him a lie detector test. He failed as well. Then it was Randy's turn to be interrogated. Randy told them he wanted to tell them everything because he felt so guilty about what he had took part of. But he swore up and down that he had never murdered Heather, but he was there. Curtis was definitely a meth head. He was definitely into drugs, alcohol, all that kind of stuff. And he was a couple of years older than the other boys. They were 17. He was 19. And he had been in a lot of trouble beforehand, Arena. He was in juvie for years and years for going around and shooting animals and killing them. He would shoot dogs in people's front yard. He would shoot horses, cows, whatever he could find. He would shoot and kill the animals. And he ended up going to juvie for years because of that. He had a huge record. Hang on just a sec, guys. I got to mute for just a sec. Hello, Barbara. Hi, K-Dog. All right, so where was I? Sorry, I had to give my daughter something. She stopped by. So they took Randy's statement, then they gave him a polygraph test, and he passed. Every question they asked him, he told the truth on, and he passed. So they believed Randy's story over anyone else's story. So this is what Randy told the police happened. On October 2nd of 1996, at 11 o'clock that night, Josh, Randy, and Curtis were drinking. They were partying, and they were out riding around. And they knew they had to pick up Heather at a church parking lot at 11 o'clock because she was sneaking out that night to come party with them. They went to the church. She wasn't there, so they went by her house, knocked on her window. She was already gone. So when they got back to Curtis's grandmother's house, where there was a little trailer in the parking lot beside the house, that's where they were partying. She was sitting on the steps of the trailer. So they went in, they started partying. Heather was getting really drunk, and her and Josh decided they wanted to have some alone time. So Curtis and Randy left and went riding around for a little bit and then came back. Josh started bragging that they had had sex, but Heather was really upset. She was upset because she felt like she had betrayed Randy because they had just broken up, and Randy and Josh were best friends. So she was upset and belligerent drunk, and she just kept drinking, kept getting drunker, and she was on the verge of passing out. And Curtis apparently came up with the idea that he wanted to sleep with her too. And so he said it was okay if they all had sex with her because she wasn't passed out yet. So he went in, he had sex with her as well. Randy said he could not do that, so he didn't have sex with her. And the lie detector test proved that he did not. Or as much as a lie detector test can prove that he did not. So Randy or Josh and Curtis had sex with her, but after they had sex with her, Heather woke up and started screaming, "Y'all raped me. Y'all raped me." Well, this put Curtis in a panic. He knew if he got in trouble one more time that he was going to be going to prison for the rest of his life, and he could not have that. So he started trying to shut her up, and he said, "We're going to have to kill her. I can't go back to prison." So he grabbed his gun, and as he grabbed his gun, he loaded it and then told the other two guys to put Heather in his grandfather's truck. So they loaded her up in the truck, and they started driving. They were headed towards Terrell, which is where Curtis is from. So Randy thought maybe we're just taking him home. He's just drunk. By the time we get there, maybe he won't think about this no more. But then Randy turned off on a dirt road. Curtis turned off on a dirt road and started going the opposite direction. They ended up at the Belknap Bridge. They pulled up. Curtis said, "Get her out of the truck, put her by the bridge." Randy said he still could not believe this was happening. He said he felt like it was a dream, didn't understand. He thought it was a joke all the way up until this point. So they leaned her up against the side of the bridge, and Curtis unloaded all 9 shots into the back of Heather's head, her back, her lower back, and her neck. Then he told they all 3 raised her body up, threw her over the side of the bridge. But what they didn't realize is that she had got caught up on some branches. So what they were hoping is that she would get swept away by the currents, end up somewhere far off, and never be found again. But she didn't. 10 days later, this happened in the early morning of October 3rd. 10 days later, she was found by the farmer. And that's how they identified her, was because of the ring, because they couldn't identify her because her head had been basically blown off. And with all the water and all that just sitting there floating in the water for 10 days. This was a very heartbreaking story because I was only 2 years older than this girl when it happened. Right? I was 3 years older than her. 3 years older than her when it happened. So all the men were arrested. They all had their court dates. Randy took a plea deal, but then he told them he didn't want a plea deal. He wanted to go to trial like normal. The reason why he did this was because he said he owed it to the parents. And if he would have went in and testified against Josh and Curtis with a plea deal on the table, they would have just assumed that he was doing it because he had a plea deal, and that's the only way he would give a testimony. So he completely took that off the table. That way the court would believe him, even though it meant that he may get the death penalty. Curtis got two life sentences. 2 life sentences. No eligibility of parole. Josh got a life sentence. No eligibility of parole. And Randy got a life sentence with eligibility of parole in 40 years. Now, that's not where this story ends. While they were going to court, Curtis knocked out a guard and choked the guard in the courtroom. Was choking the guard so bad, they had to choke Curtis hard enough to get him to pass out so he would stop choking the guard. Then Curtis and Josh somehow managed to escape from a jail. Mind you, these are small jails. They managed to escape from the jail, and they were on foot and on the run for 10 days before they were caught and finally brought back to the jail. And then that's where they sit in prison. And Randy is up for parole in 6 years, I believe. 6 years. He also got married while he was in jail. And his wife is trying to lobby for him to get out early. POS definitely is the right word for it, Doris. So let me explain a few things of why this Heather Rich story means a lot to me and Layne. So, and this is mainly for the ones that are new, because I know most of you that have been around for a long time, you understand already. But where we used to live, where our hometown is Nocona, Texas, and that is where Belknap Bridge is. That is where this young girl was brought and killed. Now, we would go out there and we did investigations all the time, and it was almost weekly that we went out there to visit Heather, to talk to her, to let her know she wasn't alone, just trying to get her help crossing over, whatever we needed to do, whatever, just be there and talk to her. Now, we moved up here 4 months ago. Yeah, 4 months ago. And this is the town that she was taken from. This is the town where she was at partying. And now we're living in her hometown. Not only are we living in her hometown, but we're living a block and a half away from her house that she grew up in. There's so much in this story that is making sense for a lot of the necrophonics stuff that we've had coming through, a lot of the ghost tool stuff that we've had coming through. It's kind of crazy, all of the things that have been happening, and we had no clue it was right here in basically our backyard where all this stuff was taking place. It breaks my heart. I want to go visit her grave so bad, just to go pay my respects. It is kind of weird, Barbara, but I can't say all the similarities and all the things, because that would kind of give away a lot of stuff of our personal information. I don't want that all out there. But let me just say, there is a lot. There is a lot of stuff that just makes so much sense to us now. After we found out the complete and total story of what all's going on. I don't feel sorry for Randy. Now, the parents, they did go and do an interview with Randy. They did forgive him. I don't know if I ever could forgive somebody that did something like that to one of my children. I don't know if I could or not. And I know most of the time when they forgive somebody, it's for them, not for the person. I still don't know if I could do it or not. That would be really hard. But it's so heartbreaking to know that she had such, I think she would have been an amazing woman. And she would have been, what, 42? 42, I believe. Because this happened 26 years ago. But it's still so fresh. Like, so fresh in everyone's mind. Because this was like the craziest thing that had ever happened. Now, both of Heather's parents are both passed away. Heather's mom died. And then a year later, her dad died. I don't know if they died of broken hearts, if they died of something else. But she still has 3 brothers and 1 sister that are still living. And they have moved away from this area completely. And I do not blame them, because that would be memory after memory and reminder after reminder of what happened. So we have the names. I want to go ahead and show y'all real quick. Let me stop sharing this picture, and I'll put that picture back up here in just a sec. But I want to show you a picture of the boys of then and then the boys now. Let me see. So, nope, this one. This is the boys when it happened. Okay, you see Curtis Gamble, Josh Bagwell, and Randy Woods. Randy was the ex-boyfriend. Curtis Gamble was the oldest. And I mean, just look at Curtis in his eyes. You can see the evil in his eyes. He was an evil person. You could tell it. It could have been Arena, but there's so many questions about, like, at one point in time, he had the gun in his hand. He could have tried to stop it. You know, there's a lot. There is a lot. And I know he felt scared, but there was a lot he contributed with that. I know he was scared that he might die too. It still makes me wonder why he didn't take the chances. He had a couple of chances to stop the situation completely, and he did not do it. Whether they were that scared of Curtis, I don't know, but I would have been. I mean, you can tell he's evil. Hi, Lori. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, Curtis definitely looks like a psycho. And he still looks like a psycho to this day. Okay, let me show you the next. This is them today. Or these pictures are a couple of years old, but you get the gist of it. But for some reason, and it's weird, for some reason, Curtis Gamble in this picture looks like Jake Paul. It's weird. Okay, where'd the picture go? There it is. All right, so this is them now. Curtis Gamble, Josh Bagwell, Randy Woods. Hi, Magic. Okay, Sarah. That's what I said, Rashid. What do you think, Slim? It's so weird. But he still looks evil. Randy to me is the only one that even looks remorseful in any of his pictures. Even he's the only one that looks sad, you know. Very true, Lori. Very true. No, he hasn't, Doris. Not at all. Other than lots of sores, I guess you'd call them. I don't know. Yep. But it also makes you wonder too. Like, look at old Josh there, have arm or sleeve tattoos and all that. It just, I don't know. I think they're not getting the punishments. The punishment is not fitting the crime. They should have got the death penalty, I believe. So I'm going to stop sharing them because I really can't stand to look at them. But I'm going to put Heather's picture back up here. And we're going to do the Necrophonics and see what we hear. If y'all will, please put in what you hear. I still want to be respectful to the spirits. I don't want to say anything negative. So if anything comes through, just we're always respectful of the spirits. But I want to just see if any of them come through. Not any of them, but see if Heather comes through and talks about any of them. So let me get all this turned on. Hang on just a sec. I had to tell my nephew to get his headphones on. Let me see. Yeah, I know that's why her Arena. That's definitely why her parents did that, is because he did tell the truth. And so, and they have an interview of the parents talking with him. And it was so heartbreaking. It was so heartbreaking. I don't think I could have been as calm as that mama was, but what did you say, Bubba? Oh. Okay, that was weird. Did y'all hear anything? It sounded like a guy's voice right here by me saying something, and I don't even have the Necrophonics on yet. It sounded a lot deeper than my nephew's voice, so I wasn't sure. I'm gonna have to listen back to that part and see if, yeah. Yeah. See, it's a fine line that I don't think unless you're in that position, you can't say what you would and wouldn't do. So we weren't in the courtroom, so we couldn't hear the whole entire stories and testimonies and all that stuff. So we don't know what went on behind the closed doors because it was a closed case. They would not let the news reporters and all that in. It was closed. They had to stay outside of the courthouse. So yeah, it would definitely be hard to say what you would do if you weren't in that position. And thank God I'm not. All right, so let me get this turned on. Power on. It never wants to connect for me. Connected. There we go, finally. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to run the Necrophonics for a few minutes and see if we hear anything that makes sense. And then after that, I'll chat for a minute and then I'll let y'all go because I know I've been yakking away and I know the story was a little longer than most, but I appreciate you guys being here. But now I can get my throat a rest and my voice a rest, and we can listen to the spirit box. So I'll ask a few questions here and there, but mostly I just want to listen and see what we hear. All right, let me get all this on. It's going to be loud, guys, so watch your ears. Yeah, Slam. All right, so here we go. We would like to speak to the spirit of Heather Rich. If you would like to come and speak to us, I know you've been around. We would like to only speak to Heather Rich. I know other spirits are going to come through, but please be respectful and let her come through. We only want to talk to good spirits, no bad, nothing evil. You are not allowed to touch us. You are not allowed to hurt us. You are not allowed to attach yourself to us or anything in our home or anyone on our live stream. I've already said my prayer, so y'all might say a prayer too if you want. Here we go. Hello, spirits. Heather, are you here? That's a gun. I was just fixing to ask. Heather, can you tell us how you passed away? Heather, can you come talk to us? Heather, can you tell us? Can you tell us who shot you? Heather, are you with your mom and dad now? Do you know where you were at when you passed away? Or when you were killed? Can you tell me the names of the boys that did this? I could have swore I heard that too, Debbie. I was just waiting to see if somebody else heard it. Thank you, Slim. So is Curtis the only one that that shot you? Who were the other two boys that were there? Do you know the names of the other two boys? Yes, you do. Thank you. Can you tell us the names? Heather, are you glad that your mom and dad forgave Randy? Oh, I heard yes right after that. Heather, did you like us coming and visiting you? Do you want us to come back out and visit? We're going to come out and see you again soon. Do you want us to bring you anything out there? I'm so sorry this happened to you. Do you watch over your brothers and sister? You know you're always welcome to come and talk to us, Heather. Is there anything you need us to know? Are you still angry, Heather? I could have swore I heard yes, angry. I would be angry too. Well, we're gonna be coming and seeing you really soon, Heather. We'll bring you some flowers or something out. I'm so sorry this happened to you. I don't want you using all your energy, so we're gonna stop talking for now, but I promise you can come back and talk anytime we turn this on, okay? You're always welcome. So I'm going to go ahead and say the prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us of our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Goodbye, spirits. Goodbye, Heather. I had to go ahead and stop that because it was kind of getting a little emotional. I'm going to turn my ghost tool on, just have it running for just a minute while we're still on here. I can't show it because my camera's messed up. See, look. See if it's working now. Nope, it's still not working. I got to figure out what happened to it and quickly. Yeah, this case has always been so, like, it's always on my heart, and I always think about Heather. And she's definitely made herself known the last couple of weeks. And then all of this stuff kind of falling into place of the reasons why she's been coming around a lot. And the coincidences that just are crazy. And like I said, I'm not going to share them all because that gives away my personal information as well. But just know that there's a lot. There's a lot of coincidences, and it makes a whole lot of sense as to why she's coming through a lot. Thank you for being here, Dandy Dawn. Getting these stories out like this it's good, because a lot of the stories that we do, This is something we normally do for our members only on Saturday, but this week we decided to open it up, let everybody see what we do on members only Saturdays. And this is a case that's very public, so I wasn't too concerned with it being out there. But a lot of the other cases that we work on are personal, and we knew the people. We lived in the same town as them. We worked with them or something else. So I don't want their families, you know, having to relive it or whatever. You know what I mean? So we just do those in the private members only panels. So if y'all do like these and you want to become a member, you're more than welcome to, but you don't have to. But this is what we do on the members only Saturdays. And it's definitely very therapeutic because you can get the stories out that you've been wanting to talk about. You can do the necrophonics, but you don't have to worry about the families having to relive everything. So anybody have any questions or anything before we head off here? Yeah, Barbara, it was. Tanya, this won't be the last time we talk to her. We're actually going to be going out to the bridge soon, and revisiting her, and we'll do some more necrophonics there. Maybe we'll be able to talk to her a little better while we're there, and we can maybe help her if she needs help. Even if she doesn't need help, I still love going and visiting and paying our respect. And I think she has really come to appreciate that. Generally, when we leave the bridge, she usually says, "Come back" or "Don't go." So I know it is hard for her to have people come visit and then leave. I just try to explain to her that we have to go, and she can come speak to us through any of the spirit boxes. Yes, everybody, please do not forget to go sign up for the Para Games. This is the last week. You only have 4 more days to sign up. You have until Wednesday night. So what is today? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. You have 4 days to sign up if you want to be part of the Para Games. If you don't sign up by then on the video that says Para Games, you will not be allowed to sign up. So click that link that Debbie shared and go over to that comment section and sign up there if you would like to. Yes, we go to the bridge, Barbara. The bridge is in our hometown, where we just moved from, and then we're going to be moving back soon. So we are going to go visit the bridge this next week. But thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate you as always. I know not all of you are members on here, but this is the reason why we do this, is because the members, everyone helps us every week just by sharing, liking, and watching the videos. But the members giving that extra every month definitely helps us go out and do videos and helps with the channel. And so we like to do something just a little bit extra for them. And so we appreciate you guys so much. And let's see, what is today? Saturday. I'm not sure if Laura's going live tonight or not. I think she said that she is probably going to be canceling tonight because she has so much she's got to get done. So if she does not go live, we will be live. I don't know if we're going to do TikTok tonight or not. We may not. K-Dog, this, no offense to you, but this is something we like to do by ourselves. This is a place that we go to. We've only taken a couple of people there, Twinkie being one of them, but it's definitely a place that we like to keep to ourselves just because we don't want a bunch of people going out there and disrespecting the place. So if it's like put out there a lot, you know, and people may be able to find it, and then it may become a circus, kind of like the Goatman Bridge did. I'm not going to say that was our fault, but we had something to do with it. So we love you guys. You all mean the world to us. We hope you know that. And we will see you all tomorrow, I guess, on Sandra Pink Paranormals at 5 o'clock Central Standard. And then at Jared's, hopefully tomorrow night. But we love you guys. Thank y'all for being here. And I hate to say I hope you enjoyed the story, but I hope you enjoyed the live stream. I know the story was sad, but anyways, we love y'all. Take care. Have a great night. See you soon.